he gets a sharp headache and asks Shadow to help him by taking out a mirror he wears as a pendant. Ein gets bad vibes from the mirror, but he fails to appraise it, making him realize that someone has cast a high-level concealment spell on it. He tries to get the mirror away from Nigan's hand, but it is too late, as the boy gets consumed by darkness. He finds himself talking to Shadow while sitting in a puddle of blood overflowing from a goblet. Nigan asks for advice and Shadow tells him to kill everyone who kills him just like they killed his dad. Nigan gets confused on hearing this, and Shadow decides to remind him about the truth of his father's death. When Nigan was a child, he idolized his dad who was loved and respected by everyone. He wanted to be like him too, but his body was too weak, and the village children refused to play with him, saying that they could catch his illness. Nigan was really hurt by that, and then one day, he heard some people saying that the Lord had found Nigan abandoned in a dumpster, which is why they look so different. The young Nigan was heartbroken to hear this, and he ran away, tripping on top of a puddle. As he began crying, the demon Shadow took advantage of the weakness in his heart and showed himself in the reflection. Nigan was really curious to see his reflection talk to him, and Shadow told him that he was his imaginary friend because he has no real ones. Nigan believed and accepted him because he really wanted a friend, and then Shadow got him to promise that he would keep his existence a secret from everyone. From that day, Nigan spent most of his time with Shadow. One day, he found his father looking quite ill and got worried about him. That was when Shadow showed his true colors and advised Nigan to brew a tea with special medicinal herbs to improve his father's health. Following his advice, Nigan made tea from the anti-fatigue herb and gave it to his dad daily. But his health kept getting worse till he kicked the bucket one day. Nigan was greatly saddened by his father's death, and worried that he won't be able to look after the village. But Shadow told him that he would help him do everything perfectly. Despite seeing the complete flashback, Nigan doesn't understand what Shadow means by this, because the tea was clearly made from a medicinal herb that was beneficial for his father's health. Shadow calls him an idiot for not figuring it out, and tells him that he was the one who killed his father with his own hands. He reveals that the herb was not a medicinal plant, but a poisonous weed. Nigan refuses to believe that because the encyclopedia clearly said that it was a plant that helped with fatigue, and Shadow grins smugly, stating that he used magic to edit the book, and the plant was actually a poisonous one that would lead to death if consumed over a long period of time. Nigan feels his entire life crumbling down after learning this truth. But Shadow is not done with his shocking reveals yet. He tells Nigan that he lied about Ein being a demon too, because if there is any demon here, it is him. Nigan is too stunned to even respond to that, and Shadow tells him that initially, he planned to take over his father's body and establish a route between this world and the demon realm to export humans there. However, Nigan's father never let his guard down, so he could not approach him. That is why he approached the vulnerable boy who fell for his lies because he wanted a friend so desperately. Shadow mocks Nigan, telling him that he stupidly killed his dad, whom he loved the most, and that is his breaking point. Nigan screams as he realizes that he got played like a fool, and as he loses control of himself, Shadow creeps inside his body, possessing it.